how to get up to 2 million incredibly fast in working capital, and even up to 25,000 same day instant approval with a bad, poor credit score. We're talking 450 plus. That's what you'll see in this video. I'm going to get into the share screen in a moment, show you a few examples, walk you through this process, let you understand what expenses there are and what you can expect from all of this. But before I get into that, if you're right now watching on the live, give me something like a hashtag live in the comment section. That way I know the time interval you've watched. Also a hashtag replay if you are watching this later live, maybe it's on YouTube. Currently we're watching this right now in our group. So what I want to go into in this brief moment I have with you is understanding the concept of working capital and really how you can get up to 2 million with no interest, no collateral to put down, and even no hard credit checks. We're talking about soft pulls, and that's all. And like I said, we'll get into the share screen in a moment, but what's very important for me to tell you, and you need to get this, is that any type of working capital online will be expensive. And I've said this before in a previous live before. Thank you. I see that coming into the chat right now. It gave me a hashtag live. Appreciate you very much. By the way, I didn't think I'd be on here. It's my dad's birthday. It's his 50th birthday. I don't, for one, video, I wouldn't say is my strong point. So I try to categorize my time when I'll come on video, and today wasn't going to be one because I want to really have all this. Because, after you get done with the video, I don't know if you felt this before, but you get a little tired, and I'm like, just want to kind of separate from everyone, and I didn't want that happening. I wanted to be full cerebrally ready to go. I know how that may sound, but I'm I'm an introverted person, and us introverts like to protect our mindset and how we kind of think about things in our thought process. But it's not to say extroverts don't what you do. But anyways, what working capital means to you will be different from the next person. And you're going to see that in an example here. And I'm going to show you that program where you can get up to 2 million. I'm going to put it in the comment section. And also let me know right now, what type of working capital do you need? Are you looking for just straight a lump sum of money? Are you looking for more of a business line of credit where you can get this revolving credit line where you'd say you get 150,000, you could take out 10,000, maybe an equipment loan, real estate, commercial construction. That list can go on and on. But I want to focus on working capital today and just let you know that it isn't expensive to everybody, right? You can expect to pay a good amount back, but that's just how it goes, okay? You have to expect that. You can't say, well, if I'm going to get approved for 16,000, I should only get a prepayment of $1,000 at the end of the month or whenever my time is up. That just doesn't happen, right? You're looking at really unrealistic expectations anywhere. Working capital, business line of credit, equipment financing. Even with equipment, if you don't have any time in business, expect to put a down payment of like 15 to 25%. And now that can be expensive depending on if you don't have the money, if you're strapped for cash. So enough of me talking. I want to get into the share screen. Okay, so this is the company that I want to get into, and I'll go full share screen in a second. They are called David Allen Capital, Inc. Now, this is a revenue-based company where you can get up to 2 million incredibly fast. Let me scroll down a little bit. Some of you guys likely have come to them. You've done your research. Maybe you've applied. You've been denied. So I'm going to cover some of those reasons. So stick with me till the very end of this. It'll be very educational and helpful for you. Now, business capital, you can get up to 2 million. Same day funding, up to 25,000. There's no recourse customer financing and no fee payment processing. Now we look down here just a little bit more. Incredibly fast access to capital. When the banks say no, we are able to say yes. Funds in your account this week within approval of about 24 hours or so, and funds deposited in your account in 1 to 2 days, more or less, depending on your circumstances and your specific type of business and what we have to look through if need be any more information. Now let me put this into a full screen so you guys can see it. I'll be on the bottom there. Okay. And then down here, instant approval with the Bank Breezy program. And we're looking for simple qualifications just for up to 25,000. We're not asking for the world. We're saying 6+ months in business. And if you're like, well, I don't have that yet, this is very standard. You may see as low as 3+ months. And if you look at a business line of credit, you're looking at around the same amount. And we are revenue based, and a business line of credit more or less will look at revenue. They'll look at credit as well. They want to see a little bit of a higher FICO, but nonetheless, we want to know you're doing a certain amount of revenue. For this example, we're doing 5,000 plus per month in sales within the last 3 months. Understand what I just said? 5,000 plus monthly in sales within the last 3 months. Now, some of you who have helped and you've gone here or you've gone to a different program are like, what? I didn't expect to get funded so little. Like you're like making 10,000 1 month and then you're in the 8,000 and then you're in like the minimum of 5,000. What will you think happened? You cannot expect yourself to be based off of that like 10,000 in the projection of next month I'm going to be at 20,000. It just doesn't work that way. You know, even if it were up to me, I couldn't do that because it's really risky. And the lenders know that, hey, you've had some shaky months. Maybe your business wasn't always operating this way, but it is the way it is. And we're basing this evaluation on what's happening now. And we can only project that next month, you may be down another 10,000. We don't know. And depending on the industry you're in, let's say you have a vehicle and the tires blow out and now you don't have nothing. How are the lenders going to get their money back? And then you're wondering, oh, well, why aren't there monthly payments, Michael? Well, do you want to get into a default? Even if nothing bad were to happen? What if something did? Doesn't matter how much of a growth or expansion you have going on. What matters is, can you make that payment back? So I spoke to an individual not so long ago who is doing, get this, he's doing around 130,000 to some 200,000 or so per month. Can I get monthly payments? Can I do this? Can I do that? The reality is they weren't able to get a funding because they already had an MCA default. They couldn't pay. And so when that happens, poof, you can forget about getting funding online. Any other type of business you go into, poof. And I know if that hurts you, and you're watching this right now and you're like, I'm going to listen to this guy. I'm just going to go. This is a waste of time. I'm telling you the reality. Okay, so now let me continue to move through this. Business bank account, 450 plus FICO score, and EIN number. Immediate offer from 2,500 to 25,000, easy breezy online process. You are not going to find any other type of service at this high quality than Bank Breezy. I'm telling you that. And if there is one, it's going to be a duplicate. Somebody already probably out there is currently creating one, but it's going to be unlike nothing, like what you're seeing right here, where you can get same day instant approval funds deposited into your account. And you're like, what's the catch? There isn't one. The catch is if the benefit, let me move this. Does the benefit of getting what you're going to get outweigh the cost? Many of you guys are like, oh, this doesn't make sense. You guys try to go get a business line of credit or equipment financing, leasing, some type of a different loan. You're like, oh man, now there's these higher interest rates. This company, we don't deal with interest rates. And so you're the principal, and then you got to add the fees, and then you got to add the APR rates, and then all this that you have to pay on top of it. It just drains you down. Even worse, you can't make those payments, so you try to do a fraudulent activity, and then now there are legal actions that get in because of the type of guaranteed loan you have. See what I'm saying? Like, you cannot just do that. It can't be a collateralized on the equipment for this example. So you have to really understand that alternative lending, when you come here, you are going to get what, in this example for doing working capital, what you're doing in cash flow, period. Higher credit scores, great cash flow. Okay, we can get you a better offer, better repayment deals, better terms, the conditions. When you work with the lenders from time to time and they give you more flexibility, it's all there. But there are too many unrealistic expectations, and I want to make sure you understand this. And if you haven't watched any of my other content and you're watching this on the YouTube channel, or if it's even in the group, make sure to go through the channel and search specific videos like merchant cash advance, same day instant approval funding, different types of industry videos. I have those. And they more or less apply depending on what you want and what that cash is going to be used for. Now, let me open up this full screen. Those of you just tuning in, appreciate it. We're going through working capital, understanding the ways it can be used, but I really want to highlight in a little bit the terms, the repayment, what that looks like. Is it expensive? It's not only with this program that I'm showing you with David Allen Capital and Bank Breezy, it's anywhere. It's even worse than in other places. I'm not saying that David Allen Capital is. It's not bad at all. What's worse is when you go somewhere else and you have to pay 50% more. This is already 50% less expensive than anything else out there. But you can't qualify, or you do qualify and you say, well, because of payments, the benefit does not outweigh it. I just spoke to an individual not too long ago, actually. I took a little bit of time to respond to about 3 chats in the middle of my dad's birthday. And so what happened? Oh, I need this for a truck, or I need this for a new car down payment, or I just need $35,000. Okay, well, let me ask you, how are you doing in monthly revenue? Would you say you're doing at least 20,000 plus per month within the last 3 months in sales? Are you doing at least 5,000 plus per month in sales within the last 3 months? So it's no different. I mean, it's not 100% a car dealership. My brother and I were speaking about cars. My younger brother had our family involved because they're thinking about trading in their nice Camry and then giving away their Sequoia truck that we've had since 2003, around that time. And the lease equity, what lease equity can you get from the car? And that's a prime example. If you guys are leasing a car and you guys are going to turn it in finally at the end, 36 months, however much time that is, and you want to get the money, ask for a lease equity. Walk in there and say, I'm here to get my money. I want the lease equity on the car. You don't have to use the word lease equity. Walk in there, I'm here to get my money from the car. The trade-in value, the market price right now is at this, and then my residual is this amount. So I want to get the difference. Boom, walk away with it. Don't get a new car that same day because they know you have the money in your hand. When they see that you have that money, I'm not saying they're sleazy, but what I'm saying is they're going to go ahead and give you a higher evaluation on what you should put down more, what I'm trying to say. So you got to think about these things when you're doing working capital. Now, let me get back into the share screen here. And we're going to move forward a little quickly. Payment processing, customer financing, and a few other things. They don't do they had equipment financing, but they want to focus on that. And so what you can do is use the working capital you get for equipment financing. If that makes sense. So incredibly fast business capital, equipment finance, and payment processing. So you can use it towards that. Up to 25K today. Let's go through that very quickly. And again, these links, I'm going to post them in the comment section in a second. I made 16K. What can that get me? Great question. And I can't see who the name of this person is. You might have to allow StreamYard access for me to see it. Regardless, for 16K, if you're looking at revenue-based funding, even in a business line of credit situation, so I know I'm giving you my full attention. In a business line of credit situation, as is working capital, well, you can open up a larger revolving line of credit. It may not be entirely possible. They say you can get up to 150,000, but once you put those bank statements in, once they look at everything, they look at your credit score, they look at your personal information, and they say, is this person able to pay their bills from month to month, and how much of that is being utilized for it? Because when it comes time to making that repayment, they'll want to see that. So for 16K, to answer your question, if that, what I would ask you, I'm not going to ask you, I'm not going to say you can make this much. What I'm going to ask you then is within the last 3 months, you're doing 60K, 16K. Within the last 3 months, what was your lowest month? Would it still be 16K? Would it be more? Would it be less? Because not that we don't average, but we'll check to see what the lowest month was in at least that 3 to 6 month, more so 3 month range. And then we'll say, okay, we can give you up to 75% because you don't qualify for a higher tier service. It's just the truth. It's not only here, right? We might have multiple tiers of service. Other companies may not. They might say, well, all you need is 3 months in business, be doing 5,000 plus per month and have this 500 plus FICO. Yeah, but you're still going to get around more or less 75, 85 maybe, not even close there. 95, you're stretching. And so I hear you. No, I get it. I mean, it could be COVID. Is it COVID too? I'm sorry to hear it because I deal with this on a daily basis and I empathize and I sympathize because it is difficult during these times. And I don't want to get into stories, but it's a little difficult for some people. And yeah, but working 6 days a week now, I work 4. Okay, so I hear you. And what then tends to happen at 16K, you can expect to get up to 75% of your monthly income. So if it was 16K, we do the math very quickly. 16,000 to 0.75, right? You're going to get at most 12,000. More or less payment history will earn you more. Add-on funds are available. Early pay discounts. You can withdraw more funds in 45 days. So that being said, and without really knowing what you're going to be using those funds for, now tell me what would you use those funds for? And then I'll tell you, without you telling me, if the benefit will exceed the repayment. If you tell me you're looking to get 25,000, no, but before I ask that question, I'm always asking, so what are you going to use those funds for? Tell me you want a new truck. Then I ask you, how much funding are you looking to get? I more or less know around, especially depending on the industry. You may say 30,000. It might be up to 100,000. Get a truck. So now, how much funding would you like to get? 12K, there you go. So what type, are you doing hotshot trucking? What type of business are you in specifically, if you don't mind me asking? The reason I ask these questions, and people will say, okay, what, does it even matter, Michael, if you want to know what I'm going to be using the capital for? Oh, 110%. It doesn't only help me, but it also shows me what I can tell the lenders and how they're going to take care of your file. The more you give me, the more I can give off to my underwriters and my lenders. You guys, I work with these people on a daily basis. I help people. I try to do what I can, but I can't. Like some people will be like, just show them my file, please. Can I send you it in an email? And then I can try to, but it's like I can only do so much. The rest is out of my power. Now I'm contracting with a company now. Okay. I hear you. Makes sense. And so, if we're talking about here, because we've opened up, if you guys want to know about a little bit more about Bank Breezy, let me put this up in the bigger window. So with Bank Breezy now, we are getting EIN numbers. So more or less, we can expect sole proprietors. We didn't do that in the past as much, if anything at all. We would just focus on LLC and corp, shared identity type of businesses. But with that being said, showing your financials, yeah, getting you 12K right now can be doable. But with that being said, do you have 6 months in business? That's the question. Do you have a 450 plus FICO credit score? A business checking account with online banking set up? No MCA defaults? Now we're getting into a different conversation, aren't we? And you can answer that to me if you would like to. Give me a yes or a no. But what I'm going to do, okay, so I don't have the links open now, but I'm looking them up on my folder here on email so I can get them to you. 3 months in business, FICO score is 580 and above. Okay. So I'm going to level with you on this program. We're looking at least 6+ months for you to qualify. 3 months in business, that could work with a few other programs. At 3 months, I could refer you elsewhere, but you're going to be tackling on higher interest. There are no interest in this program, but if you're willing to do that, then that's open. Now, I'm going to hold off on the link here, but send me a message, or if you're watching this later on YouTube, I'm going to leave them down below in the description. But with, 5,000 annually, and that's all we're asking for one specific program, 3+ months in business. I think it's a 500 plus FICO score. Yeah, if you would like to wait another 3 months, this will be your best. This will be your best option. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. There's a reason that I'm showing you this program, and none of the other and the other ones that you're gonna deal with are more of a traditional merchant cash advance with higher interests. So talking about interests, and I'm gonna give you an example now for the bank Breezy. Let me get into that. Let me open it up here in the window that I have open. Yeah, and I mean, that's going to happen. Even with the business line of credit, unless it were equipment financing, do you have 15 to 25% to put down on the truck? Do you? That's going to be, we're talking a little bit of money there. And the way things are in the market, I'm not sure if you want to go that route unless you have that. You're ready to put about 15 to 25% down, then that I can help you with. But what I would say to do is if you can get your hands on a used truck somehow, do it. Continue to save. There's business credit cards you can use and maximize. So here's an example that I've shown in the past. So this one individual got approved for 16,500. This is the step before they sign the contract. A few details on the advanced terms. On the left side here, 16,500 is what they get approved for. The maximum they could expect to pay back on this, it's $24,585. Now, before you pump the brakes and say, I'm done, I'm not listening to this, this is the reality of online lending. So we're looking at about an 8,000 plus payback. And that's at 1.49x the advanced amount with no interest. So 16,500 times 1.49, that's about 24,585, or to be exact. Now we deal with a 1.19 to a 1.69. On average, you're looking at between a 1.35 to a 1.4549, more or less around that range. But if it's a higher risk, we give you a higher payback amount. And you can pay it back whenever, if you have paid off in 30 days, you'll get the lesser amount at $19,635, which is a $3,000 difference. Now, if you're a business who's in that growth and expansion phase, and you'll take that income and you'll say, okay, I can use this, and I'll be stable or I'll profit, it'll be worth it. And then over here, you have a $21,285 repayment at 60 days. Now, let me move this back. So do you see? You don't want to look at, oh, that's an $8,000 max repayment throughout the duration of my term. If I spend the whole term in 4 to 6 months that you get with Bank Breezy, if you spend that whole 6 months more or less, the higher you go, the higher the repayment becomes. Now, if you're going to use that money, turn it around really quickly, pay it off, you're like, I can do this in 30 days. And then I can be like, okay, now I want to withdraw more funds. Boom, you can even get more. So that's how this game is played. I get many of you guys are in that like SBA EIDL phase, or I just need some kind of recovery. I need a grant, so I don't got to make any payments back. And you're waiting, it's just hurting you. But it'll even hurt more if you take this and it doesn't work for you. Like I'm not going to ever tell you to take the money. I wouldn't do it for myself. I wouldn't expect anybody to tell me. So if that 16,000 isn't going to help me, next month I'm going to be low, or I'm not going to be anywhere. Does it make sense? It doesn't. Okay. So one quick thing, and then I'm going to round up on this video. So just a few things when you go through the application process, whether it is with up to 2 million or up to 25K. Let me open up the window again. Let me go back here. So it's a very simple, like pretty much one-page application. Just walk in there and we're going to go get funded now. This is for up to 25,000, and I'll show you the up to 2 million in a second. So they are partnered with a company called Biddy Advance, who is a merchant cash advance, a leader in the industry. They are not a traditional merchant cash advance. I just want to put that out there. Okay, so we are traditional. We just have partnered with one of the best who can help you in this type of way. And so what you're going to do is just going to fill out business name, first name, last, mobile, email, credit range that you're in, your average monthly revenue, and then my agent name and agent ID if it's not already in there. And then you're going to click there. I'm not a robot if it's in, get approved, and you're just going to start the process of seeing what you can get approved for. And then if you want to sign the contracts, you do. You move forward with it. If not, no harm. Nothing hurts you. Doesn't hurt your credit. You didn't pay for this application. And if you don't take it, guess what? Learn from it. Understand, oh, this is going to be my repayment. Michael wasn't kidding me when he said it might be an 8,000 to 11,000 or however much that is in repayment, but you don't have to. If you pay it off sooner, you can expect a lesser amount, like we said. The 3,000 plus amount. But again, we're not handing out. It's not like Halloween, we're just giving you candy for free and take it. You don't got to return it. This is just how it works. Now let me get into the up to 2 million and then we'll finish the video. And again, this is going to be like it anywhere. This isn't the only program. This is everywhere. I get people who get offended. Even when I give them the information, it's there. And they're like, well, I can't do that. Got to increase your revenue. Got to increase your cash flow, especially in the revenue-based funding field. You got to. Now, we're looking at the up to 2 million, and we're going to go through it a little bit. When your bank or the SBA can't help you, we can. You can apply today and get up to 2 million this week. Simple and fast. Receive a decision within 1 day and capital up to 2 million as soon as 1 to 2 business days. I have people here on a consistent basis applying for these. But one thing you have to know, only apply for 1 to 2x of your monthly. I had an individual not too long ago who got offered a $15,000 offer, but they wanted, guess how much they wanted? I think it was like $750,000. Like, where did that number come from? Thought I explained it to you that we can only do 1 to 2x your monthly. This isn't an SBA loan. Right? This is 1 to 2x your monthly payment history can earn you more. You have good standings in the eyes of the lenders, they'll give you more. You have great payment history, you can get more. Now, nothing is too expensive again unless it is to you. There's no such thing as I'm getting into debt. Michael, you're promoting debt. I'm not promoting debt. What other way do you know where you can make a quick turnaround on the cash you get, be able to pay it off in that quote unquote debt with a growing and expanding company, tell me. There may be a few listings out there, but if you take the money and it's useful to you, don't you think that would help? Now, do you qualify time in business 4 months? Anywhere in the US, 500 plus FICO credit, 20K plus monthly in sales within the last 3 months. Not doing 20K, try our up to 25,000 with Bank Breezy. Industry, over 700 industries served. Okay. Why are we better? The AC identifies and represents only the most reputable capital providers. We provide capital faster than in a traditional bank with less intensive qualifications. Your revenue is valued most rather than your credit score. What will it cost you? Our pricing is simple, it's transparent. We will be shown total advance plus the total cost. The big banks rarely show the total cost of the capital. We will show you how much you can receive and what the total payback will be. More affordable, our fundings are typically up to 50% less expensive. Least expensive. Keywords. Now, you don't see that anywhere. It's very unlikely you're going to go anywhere and you're going to find a service like that. Go to the traditional route with people who are trying to sell you an MCA loan or any other type of loan with higher, you get the APR rates, the factor rates, the additional fees, the origination costs are high. And that's not even the half of it. Now, let me come back to the screen. Fast Capital. You submit your application and we provide you with a fast decision. Automatic daily, sometimes weekly payments. Why is that best? This way you don't go into a default and you get a fixed amount taken out of your account, unlike other types of business loans where if it's monthly, it can cause a default very fast. And I'm not just saying that. I've seen it time and time again. I'm sad to see it. People who need the funding can't get it because they've had a past history. They try to switch banking accounts. It doesn't work. We can see all that. Don't try to be this, person underneath the covers trying to get through under the table. It's not going to work. We see through all of that. Now, these are daily, weekly, sometimes weekly payments. It's best that way when it's fixed. And it's micro. It's not like we're ever going to give you something you cannot handle. And if you've heard me say that, it's the truth. Some of you guys who have already gone approved through DAC have come back, gotten more funding. One of my recent fundies is a logistics company. One of my latest ones, a logistics company. Okay, so if they can do it, why can't you? But seriously, how do our providers compare? Fastest Capital, yes, no. Value cash flow more than credit score. Bad okay, credit okay. Only 500 FICO. This is for up to 2 million. Unsecured, meaning you need no collateral to put down. Minimal amount of pay work. Repeat customer benefits. Simple presentation of the total cost of capital. Simple. Total payback cost from 18 cents to 15 cents per borrowed dollar. Example, borrow 10,000, payback 12,000 to 15,000. Terms from 3 to 24 months. With a 6-month term, your total cost can be as low as 18 cents per dollar. Average cost, it's 30 cents. Example, you borrow 10,000, payback 13,000. Typical funding amount is 40,000. I had an individual not too long ago say, well, that's very expensive. After everything I've said in this video, do you see it the same way? It may be to you, but to someone else it isn't. It's expensive to you because you're not doing well enough in revenue for what you're asking, right? With the 12-month term, your total cost can be as low as 18 cents per dollar. Average cost is 35 cents. Example, borrow 10,000, payback 13,500. Typical funding amount, it's 80,000. With a 24-month term, your total cost can be as low as 20 cents per dollar. Example, or average cost, it's 42 cents. Typical funding amount, it's 130,000. A little bit of an origination fee, 0 to 5% of capital for your first funding, deducted from your capital advance time of funding. Example, 100,000 funding with 2% fees. 2,000 fee would be deducted from the funding, so 98,000 would be wired to you. Minimum qualifications, and that's it. 3-step process: pre-qualification, complete the online form, complete the application, submit the documents. That's it, straightforward. Now, let me close that window out. That will be everything from me in this video. Hopefully you got value out of this, and understand the circumstances you are currently met with do not have to define the future. Your present moment now, if you don't qualify, does not have to define your future. I have many people who come to me who don't have the funding amount they want. They don't have the revenue they're doing. And that's just a simple reality you got to face. As a business owner, you have to be strategic. My mind, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, I have to be completely, every day changes for me. My systems are in place, but something new in the market may change, and I have to be on top of that. So why aren't you? Something that somebody took a while to learn how to get a truck or how to get a certain type of equipment or whatever that may be to start a business, you expect them to hand you all the information without you doing any of it yourself? Now, it's a different thing when it doesn't help you. Then yeah, you can ask for that type of help. But when it's the resources are there for you, like Google is, and you don't do any of that, this is the reason why you are in the place you are in. Correct. David Allen Capital. Like I said, I don't have the link. Let me look up the link right now because I have my Outlook folder open. One moment, I'm going to put this in the comment section so you guys can check this out. Oh, right now I can't post a comment. Okay. Gotcha. Well, at least for now, it's telling me I can't post it. So I'm going to post this once this video is done. I'll have it in the comment section. And if it's in YouTube later, which likely will be, then check in the description for one of the very first links. It'll take you over to this website where then you can get started with your application if you meet the qualifications. Remember, this doesn't cost you anything, but what it does is in your energy and in your time. And we're already limited on those resources as it is. So let's not waste them. Now let's learn about it. If it applies to you, move forward with it. If it doesn't, and you still do it, maybe you want to see if what it'll calculate for you. But then you're going to have to wait to reapply, and that's going to take some time again. So given everything I just said in this video, think about working capital, how you can use it, how much you really can get, how much you're willing to take if you're willing to go down. Because I get that on a daily basis. When somebody recently wanted 25 to 30K, they're doing 14K per month, the least. Wait, was it this one? Close to it, made 16K, okay. And so with that being said, I said, hey, being realistic, maybe you can get up to like 12,000 more or less. Is that something of benefit to you? If not, we can explore other options, see if a business line of credit may work, even equipment financing or other type of business loan. And then I'll ask the question, how much time in business do you have and what is your FICO? Is it at least a 600 plus, 680? And if your scores aren't that high and you don't have a minimum of, let's say if it's 100,000 in annual revenue, you're not doing at least 10,000 to 12,000 more or less per month with a few other things in there, it'll be difficult to get. So keep that all in the back of your mind as you go to bed tonight. And I do appreciate all of your time for watching this video. I really do. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. Not enough people want to tune in. And I think it's a little bit because of the times. Right now I'm making it a little bit late. But it's also because they want to shut out the noise. They don't want to hear what I have to say. It's like you have the most, my dad's like this, my little brother is, he's a Gemini. It's like people just tell you straight in your face. I can do that, but I tried different approaches to it. So think that through and make sure you share this with other people if you got the value out of it and you think that they can get the help they need. If they come into this group, please let them know and answer the three questions. At the moment, I have like 10 plus people who want to join, and I have not approved them. You want to know why? Because they're kind of in the same space as I am. And you know what then what can happen? I'm not saying it will. They're going to reach out to you guys in message. They're going to be sneaky about it in the group, and they're going to try to get you guys. That's why I have not approved them. I'm going to be opening up another group for them so I can help them. But if that's happening to you, please tell me so I can report them, either give them a warning or kick them out completely, never have them come back in here again. Because the rules are the rules. And if you're not willing to follow them and play by the same game everybody else is, no toleration. All right. Thank you for watching, you guys. Have a great night. Appreciate it. Bye.